Hi everyone, welcome back to Raw FPL. So in this one, it's the Game Week 36 team selection. So we are in the last three games now, so final running, and we've got Man City playing Southampton, who are already relegated, and we've also got some other teams. So we've got Leicester playing Nottingham Forest and Brentford playing Ipswich. So I think those are the three teams to target. We'll discuss my transfer plans, and we'll also take a look how I did in Game Week 35. So if you do like this one, please do drop a like and hit subscribe if you're new. If you are finding it useful, please do consider subscribing. We're so close to 100 subscribers now, so yeah, I really appreciate the support. I'm going to try and get 100 subscribers before the end of the season. So if you can help me get there, that'll be fantastic. So let's jump into it. So quickly taking a look at Game Week 35 then, and yeah, it was a green arrow up to 161k. So the double Arsenal defence didn't go well. Kivior and Raya both getting 1 point. Munoz also getting the 1 point. Guardiola, though, started really well. Guardiola and De Bruyne. I backed out of captaining De Bruyne last minute just because I didn't want it to, it was the early kickoff, and I don't like captaining the early kickoff just because obviously you kind of got, if it goes bad, it's just ruined your weekend of football. So Guardiola and De Bruyne, it was quite good that Marmoush blanked because a lot of people captained him. So De Bruyne with the 11 points got the goal. Guardiola with 2 bonus and clean sheet. Salah blanking, which was also really good because a lot of people captained him. And Mbeumo only getting the assist. I bottled it going for Vardy as well. So it was either to bring Mbeumo in for Saka or to get Vardy in. And Vardy actually did get the goal, and he got the free bonus as well. So yeah, and Mbeumo getting the assist. If you did go for Vardy, then fair play. Obviously, absolutely smashed it with the 9 points there. So I would have been on more points, obviously. But Mbeumo with the assist, that's absolutely fine. Sarr blanking. I was debating whether to bench Sarr or Mateta. Both of them got 2 points at the end. I think going forward, Mateta just keeps getting subbed early. So I think I do prefer Sarr as a pick. And I do think I'm probably going to sell Mateta, which I'll talk about in the next section. Rodgers, he blanked as well, getting the 3 points. And then obviously I mentioned Marmoush blanking. And then Isak, I want it to go slightly differential with a captain, because obviously I do still want to get to that top 100k. So Captain Isak, he beat Mbeumo, who was one of the most popular captain picks, and he also beat Salah. So yeah, Isak and De Bruyne, my two differentials, doing really well there. Annoyingly, that I benched Konza. Maybe I should have just not doubled up on the Arsenal defence, but still, not too bad. So 54 points, up to 161k. Let's take a look now at Game Week 36. So, moving on to Game Week 36, and it has now been officially announced that there's not going to be any more doubles or any more blanks this season. So we are just sort of targeting the best fixtures in front of us, I suppose. There's obviously only 3 fixtures left. So at the moment, I haven't gone for the double up in the Arsenal defence. I think Man United, they're obviously playing in the Europa League, and they need to get into that final because their season, similar to Spurs, the season's not been great. So I do think there's going to be a slightly rotated team, and I don't want to go for the double up on the Arsenal defence again. So I've gone for Areola in net. I've gone for Kivior just because I think he's probably got more goal threat than Konza. But obviously Arsenal, they're playing tonight. So we'll see how, if Kivior, comes unscathed, then I think I probably will start him ahead of Konza. But yeah, I think at the moment I'm starting Areola, starting Kivior. I've then got Munoz. A lot of people are selling him, but to be honest, again, like Man U, I think Tottenham are going to be heavily rotating because they need that Europa League. So, Munoz is so attacking. I don't necessarily think there's going to be a clean sheet, but he's very attacking. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, are they going to get rested, the Palace players, because they've got the FA Cup? But I think they're playing on like the Sunday, and then they've got the FA Cup isn't till the Saturday. So they've got pretty much, I think it's like 6-7 days rest. So they have got a while. And yeah, Spurs, and then they've got Wolves, and obviously Liverpool then isn't great. It could be that they get benched in the Wolves game, because after that game there, I think they've only got about four days rest. So the Spurs game should be fine, but the Wolves game might be an issue. So if you're looking to jump off of Palace players, I think this game week's fine. Potentially next game week, and then obviously they've got Liverpool last game of the season. So yeah, I think Munoz is fine to play. I think attacking output is there, and the same with Guardiola. Guardiola, he should be playing. He is. I don't want to say nailed, but he is pretty secure because he's played pretty much every game, and he is the most nailed in that defence. Southampton, Bournemouth, and Fulham, the same thing. Maybe he gets benched against Bournemouth, but I don't know. They still need Champions League, so it's still not secure. So again, I think this game week's fine. I think Guardiola will play pretty much all these games here, but yeah, I think for now, definitely Southampton game, you'll be fine. And then De Bruyne, so he is obviously a bit of a risk because he's not as nailed as someone like Mbeumo or someone like a Salah. So at the moment, though, I think I will captain him because their game is at 3 p.m. and it's one of the first games. So we might get a leak that De Bruyne starts. If we do, then I'm gonna captain him. If we don't get any leaks, I think I might risk it just because again I am chasing rank. But yeah, obviously if we do get a leak that he's not starting, so he's benched, I probably will just change my captain to either Salah or Mbeumo. Probably Mbeumo. But yeah, I think De Bruyne, if you've got him, he's definitely a good differential captain this week. He's still, not very highly owned. 10.1% against Southampton, who are already relegated. Man City, they need to win. They need to secure Champions League. So I just think if you've got him, especially if you're chasing rank, I think he's a really good captain. But there is a risk that he's benched. But I think he will start, to be honest. But yeah, so it's currently De Bruyne as captain. I probably would have Mbeumo as vice captain. And then, yeah, as I say, potentially Salah's a good option as well. But I think this week is a good week to go against him. So I've got De Bruyne, Salah, and Mbeumo. Mbeumo, again, if, you are looking for a midfielder, Mbeumo, he's safe. He's going to play. He's got Ipswich, Fulham, Wolves. And, yeah, you just know what you're going to get with him. De Bruyne is a bit more risky. But, again, I think he is a good punt. And he's definitely... If you've got someone like Saka, then Saka to De Bruyne could make sense. The only thing with Saka is he does have Southampton away, so it depends what happens tonight. If they go out of the Champions League, obviously they've got nothing to play for then. If they stay in the Champions League, then it's a bit more risky, but if they go out, then I think he will just play, especially this Southampton game here, because he could be such a good captain there as well, and a lot of people would have got rid of him. So with Saka, I think you wait and see what happens tonight. If they get knocked out, you potentially hold him, because that Southampton game there. If they remain in it, then yeah, you could sell him to someone like a De Bruyne. And then the two cheaper options, I've got Sarr. Again, I think I prefer Sarr over Mateta, just because Mateta keeps getting subbed early. And Sarr, yeah, he plays. What's he been playing? I think he's been playing about 90 minutes most games. Yeah, 90. He got benched there because I think that was FA Cup. 90, 75, 90, 99, 90. So, yeah, he's a bit more secure, I'd say. Mateta, he's obviously got benched in Gameweek 33. Subbed off early, 75. Subbed off early there. He's getting subbed off early pretty much every game. So, yeah, I think I prefer Sarr. And also, the forward options are just better to sell him for. So, I just think you can go for Mateta, you can go for Wood, you could go for Visser, obviously Isaac Marmoush, but I'll talk about what I'm going to do in the next bit. But I think Sarr for me, I prefer him. If you got Eze as well, I think Eze's fine. And again, I think the Tottenham game is fine. It might be Wolves where there could potentially be a benching. So I think keep your Palace players for this game. But equally, as you'll see, I'm going to target the promoted sides. So I'm going to target who's playing against promoted sides. But I think Spurs, if you need to keep them, I think Spurs away is a fine fixture to have, to be honest. And then Rodgers, Bournemouth away. As I say, I probably will be benching him, which I'll talk about in a minute. Marmoush. So Haaland was obviously on the bench. against Wolves. So I don't know. I'm not expecting him to start because he got 0 minutes. If he came on and he got half an hour or something, then fair enough. I think he could start potentially. But as it stands, obviously we need to wait for the press conference on Friday. But I think Marmoush will start still, and I think Haaland will just come off the bench because they'll need Haaland for the FA Cup game. But if Pep says anything that indicates that Haaland might start and you're chasing rank, Haaland is a massive differential. So having him as a captain against Southampton as a differential, that could be really good, especially if you're chasing rank. So I'd wait to see what Pep says. But yeah, at the moment, I definitely wouldn't be buying him for a hit or anything like that. If you want to take a risk, maybe, but I just don't. I think he'll be benched, and I think he'll get about half an hour. So I don't think that warrants 2 transfers, really. And then Isak, Chelsea at home, which is it's a fine fixture. I think at this point I'm just going to keep him. But yeah, so the plan at the moment, I think what I'll do is Mateta out to probably Chris Wood. It's between Chris Wood and Visser, but I prefer Chris Wood just because he's on penalties and he's 90 minutes and they're chasing Champions League, which I know Brentford are chasing Europe, like Europa League or Europa Conference for 8th place, but I don't know. I prefer Chris Wood just because, for one, I've got Mbeumo already. He's a bit of Brentford cover, and 2, Chris Wood is on penalties, and yeah, he's got Leicester, West Ham, and then Chelsea. So I think they're probably maybe slightly better. Ipswich, Fulham, and Wolves. I don't know. They're quite similar. If you've got one feeling for Visser over Wood, I think just go for it. But it's quite close. But I'm going to edge for the guy on penalties, Chris Wood. So that's the team. Areola in net. We've got a back 3 of Guardiola, Kivior, Munoz, captain De Bruyne, vice captain Mbeumo, Salah and Sarr. And then I'll do my transfer, which will be Mateta out to Wood, and then I'll play Marmoush and Isak. And then yeah, I think that's probably the plan. As I say, if you've got a feeling for Visser, I think he's a really good pick. Cunha as well. You could go for Cunha, but I don't know. I just think, how do you spell his name? There he is. I just think Cunha, Brighton, Palace, Brentford. I don't know. I don't think they're as good. I don't think they're as good fixtures. And yeah, I mean, you've got 2 promoted teams that Brentford and Forest are playing, so I'll just target that, I think. So that's it for this video. If you did enjoy this one, please do hit that like button and do consider subscribing. And I'll be back after the deadline. So best of luck, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.